Hi, my name is Mitch Schneider, Schneider's Automotive Repair in Simi Valley, California. And if you have a moment, I'd really like to talk to you about something that's very important to me and I think very important to the rest of the country. It's maybe a little bit choppy, and if it is, I apologize. We're not scripted. This is live. I felt that it would make a lot more sense to speak to you from my heart than to speak to you from a conditioned script. What I'm talking about here is a program that we're calling at our shop First Choice Buy American. And it's an attempt, at least, to do something about the economy that we're all suffering through. The issues are really simple. American manufacturing jobs have moved overseas for a number of different reasons. Reasons depend entirely upon who you talk to. Some people will tell you they've moved overseas because it's a lot less expensive and the cost of labor is less expensive. Other people will tell you they've moved overseas because the skilled workforce that's necessary to build today's manufactured parts don't exist here anymore. I'm not sure what the reason is, but I'm quite convinced that American workers, given the opportunity to survive, given the opportunity to thrive, given the opportunity to compete, will find a way to do that. And American companies will do the same thing. I believe with a perfect faith that the goods and products that are built here are a rival to any built anywhere in the world. In fact, I really believe with a perfect faith that they're superior. I think that they cost a little bit more, and I understand that. And I recognize that in difficult times, the recession that we've been suffering through over the last number of years makes it even more difficult to make those hard choices when you're buying a more expensive part. And that's one of the reasons when we were developing this idea of a program to bring to the aftermarket and to bring to our own customers at our own shop, we decided to put our money where our mouth was and validate that faith that we have in American manufacturers, especially with regard to the aftermarket and automotive parts that are built here, to give an extra 12-month, 12,000-mile warranty on those parts, because we just flat know they're going to last longer. They're built better, the fit and finish is better, and we know that the length of service is going to be more comprehensive and better for the consumer. Consequently, we think it's important that you understand what this is all about and why we made the choices that we've made. We think it's really important to put American workers back to work, and we think it's really important to keep the money home instead of shipping it off overseas. This actually came from a podcast that I was able to listen to that was done by Robert Reich, former Director of Labor under the Clinton administration. What Reich said that was so fascinating to me was that neither the Democratic Party nor the Republican Party had a plan to boost the economy. In both cases, they were built on faulty premises. Reaganomics is built on the premise that if you incentivize the wealthy, you give them tax breaks, they'll go ahead and create jobs. We haven't seen it. It hasn't happened. They've had plenty of opportunity to do it, and nobody's done it. Keynesian economics, the economics of stimulus, suggests that if you prime the pump and you get things started, the economy will take care of itself. Well, we've been in this recession for 4 years, and while things have gotten better, it certainly hasn't gotten good. And it hasn't gotten good for too many of us. What Reich suggested was that this is not a supply side problem, this is a demand side problem. Realistically, the only way to go ahead and increase the economy or help the economy to grow is to create manufacturing jobs, or at least bring those manufacturing jobs back here. The economic climate today is perfect for this kind of initiative. Fossil fuels have gotten expensive enough to make the cost of shipping goods a factor in the cost of products that are brought here. The logistics of getting products into the country from either side of our nation, from across either ocean, have become expensive enough to really impact the cost of those products. And that, coupled with the issue of quality, makes American products even that much more attractive today. So what we're suggesting that shops across the country do is make their first choice to buy American products and services and to give their clients an opportunity to make those hard decisions, explaining to them why it's so important, why it's in their best interest, the best interest of the country, to do exactly that, to buy American products and services, keep Americans working and the money here in this country. I know that may sound a little xenophobic, perhaps it does, but realistically, I'm not that terribly interested in increasing the economy in China, India, Pakistan, Sri Lanka, or anywhere else in the world for that matter. I'm more interested and making sure that Americans are making a living wage and able to buy the products and services that are being offered them here in this country. One of the things that I think is important, and one of the things that I'll be doing in the next few weeks, is talking to manufacturers, our manufacturing partners in the industry, asking them to do whatever they can to shave as much as they can off the purchase prices of their parts, the parts they manufacture. So when the supply side of the industry purchases it, they'll be a little bit less expensive. I'll be talking to the big groups in our industry, and I'll be talking to different suppliers and asking them to do the same thing. If we're able to go ahead and have a manufacturer shave a half a point and a half off the cost of goods delivered to the distribution side of the industry, and if we're able to go ahead and have our distribution partners cooperate and contribute by sharing a bit of that, by cutting their margins as well, I'm going to suggest that other shop owners like myself do exactly what we're doing here at the shop, and that's to reduce our margins slightly, to make those American-made parts even more competitive, and to make that cost differential, that delta, even smaller, so that American-made parts become even more attractive. I think that, coupled with an extension in the warranty to another 12 months or 12,000 miles, will be all the incentive we need to help convince our clients, the American motoring public, that it's time to consider quality parts made by quality companies, delivered by quality shops, to help take this economy where it needs to go in the future and end this recession that seems to be endless, and get American workers back to work.